for you, it's still a labor of love.
Yeah. There's so much great music out there, and there's so few entities. There are less radio stations in the country, music channels play a lot less music, and there's record stores closing across the country, and so there's a lot of fantastic music out there that people aren't hearing, and we just wanted to be one of many labels actually across the country that are helping bands out, just trying to get the music out.
Fighting a good fight.
Trying.
How was your holiday? Oh, sure, how about that? Where did you spend, where did you spend the New Year's Eve, for example?
New Year's Eve I was actually in Europe. I was in Europe, and then, but most of the holiday I was just here.
Here in New York City?
Yeah.
Now, you're, I think of you more from being on the West Coast. Where were you born?
I was actually born in London, England, and I grew up in Toronto, Canada, and I moved to New York very briefly when I was about 17 for a year. Probably still the toughest year of my life.
Really? Oh, now that's interesting. In what ways? I mean, 17 for everybody is a tough year.
It wasn't the age.
Yeah.
It was the city.
Ah.
I lived on 58th, right down there by 9th Avenue. And I was a, young Canadian kid, and everything that we had heard about New York was basically if you went outside, there's a good chance to get killed. And so I made a real point of staying in the 4-block radius of where my building was. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it was probably the most dangerous 4 blocks in the country. And there was a small battle going on in the early 80s between a bunch of Irish gangs and the alleged mafia. And so, yeah, it was a really frightening year. I remember when I got to Los Angeles a year later, I was unbelievably relieved. Yeah, and then I moved back about 4 years ago because my daughter started university here, and now it's my favorite place on the planet.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And I think probably